You'll hear people say the drug isn't magic. You still have to put the work in. The calorie deficit still has to be there day in and day out. And I want to unpack that because it's half true and half misleading. Let's start with how GLP-1s actually work. They suppress your appetite, they slow down your digestion, they quiet the food noise, you feel full faster, and you naturally eat less. Studies show that people on these medications naturally eat 16 to 39% fewer calories, not because they're counting, not because they're restricting, but because the drug changes the signals in their brain and their gut. So, yes, a calorie deficit is happening, but the drug is creating it for you. That's the whole mechanism. That's how the weight comes off. You're not white knuckling it. The medication is doing the heavy lifting. Now, here's where it gets important. What happens when you stop? In the major withdrawal studies, participants were put on a 500-calorie daily deficit and told to exercise 150 minutes a week after coming off the drug. And they still regained the weight. The calorie counting and the exercise plan were not enough to hold the line. So the people telling you just eat less and move more, they're not wrong about the physics. A calorie deficit is how weight comes off, that's true. But they're wrong about the solution. Because if conscious calorie restriction and willpower were enough to sustain it, you wouldn't have needed the drug in the first place, would you? And the research confirms they're not enough to maintain it after either. Something else has to change, and that something isn't on your plate. It's in your head. It's who you believe yourself to be around food. It's the identity piece. I know I go on about that, but it is so true. That identity is anchored to a new standard that you hold for yourself. And then you are able to repeat new behavior, which provides proof of the new identity that's in place. And that's what actually makes it last over time. Not imposing another set of rules about what to eat and how to move. That's the conversation that nobody's having. And actually, it's the one that matters the most. So here's my question for you. When you were on the medication, did anyone actually explain to you how it works? Or did they just hand you the pen and say, good luck? Tell me in the comments. And if this landed differently to what you've been told, share it with one woman who needs to hear it, because she's probably blaming herself right now.